Cannabis has been legal in Amsterdam for a very long time. Relatively speaking to my life, it's been legal for a very long time. My wife went there last year, and I just kind of assumed that once cannabis was legal at a place, other illegal substances would follow. But they haven't. I'm working right now in the oil field, and you have to pass a drug and alcohol test to work anywhere in the oil field, pretty much anywhere industrially. And even though cannabis has been legal in Canada now for 7 years, the testing to see if the drug and alcohol test that you have to take, it's a urine test, and cannabis can be detectable in urine for quite some time. And I've wondered, 7 years it's been legal, and yet the companies haven't changed over to using a swab test, which tests to see if you're high right now. I mean, not only are they cutting themselves off from personnel, I would say they're also risking a class action suit against them for the way that they test. The company that I'm at now, actually the last couple of companies that I've been at, the last three, it's I still get the feeling that a cannabis user is a dirty pot smoker. I'm thinking that I used to think that there was a progression, that once a certain activity became normalized, it would lead to more of the same. It would be a progressive deconstruction of social norms, or a new progression of social norms. I'm starting to think that that just simply isn't the case in a lot of ways. I'm starting to think that habits become social norms, become instinctual, at least in some ways. You look at unusual habits in nature. I think there's this tarantula that somewhere in the world that allows that has a symbiotic relationship with a certain species of frog or toad, that it allows it in its burrow, and it's good for the frog because the frog can eat bugs that are in there, or whatever that it's doing in there, that it's someplace good, or maybe it receives protection from the tarantula. Maybe a bunch of reasons. But the tarantula doesn't eat the frog because the frog does good things for it too. I don't know, I can't remember the story exactly, but it's this unusual symbiotic relationship that is somehow was I'm guessing probably stumbled upon at some point, and it became habit, into normalcy, and into instinctualization, if that's a word. It's strange. Right now, I think that we're in the complexity crisis of the 21st century. No time in the past has there ever been a housing shortage. We got plenty of planet Earth to go around. But somehow, society has made rules upon rules upon rules on how and when and where, and all of these rules on building a place to live. And when I talk to people about it, it's this impossible task, this impossible problem that's never going to be figured out. It's like this stacking of rules. And the housing crisis, the housing shortage, is just one example of this in the 21st century. But it's become so ingrained that people don't see any other reality. I mean, these rules are just words written on paper. They're just stories that we tell ourselves. Am I the only rule breaker out there? The only one that sees that the only time to follow rule is when it's ethically and morally right, when it makes sense? Ethically and morally right, when it makes sense, when the rule itself is logical. I break massive rules all the time. All the time. I don't care. I don't care if, as long as it's within morality and ethics, and also if the consequences aren't catastrophic, I guess. That's a big one. Friggin' deterrence. Charlie Kirk was murdered very recently, and I didn't really know him. I knew him by reputation only, and I've watched some of his debates. Nah, there should be a different video. Peace.